goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Blah, 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 blah. You over there. Blah, 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 blah. Look, listen. Yeah, I rhyme and pack a goddamn piece of mine. I've been watching you. I know the time, and yeah, I do crime, but she fucks every piece of slime with a dick twice as hard as he thinks. Capitalist pigs are tickled, pink, squealing as rap sings. Deep beyond the brinks of artistic expression, the living conscious lesson has been eclipsed by Smith, Wesson, ignorance, and illustrious monetary heaven. With its pearly platinum gates, all the dawn pee and degradation one can take in crops as panties awaits your John Hancock. Dick shit, you could have your own license, Reeboks, MC, Smooth Daddy, God by Caddy, Pyrite, 9X, Fine Slave badly. Misunderstood pumps. It's not just the glitter, noise, pollution, and shaking rumps, but that unconscious lack of content sounds good with echo type nonsense. What you lose first, mind, soul, or conscience? Crawl back from whence you came. So the most, remember your real name. Soft flesh, seeds, and plane of existence. Resistance is no longer futile. It's death. Wake and heed the reverie. It's that gunshot siren scream medley ringing through more than radio waves. I hear selling oneself pays quite handsomely in these days. Now you can eat, sleep, and drink yourself to 3 grades. Slime with your prized possessions, that rusty old tech, lush legs and some antidepressants. Who would have thought your essence would have died with all them precedents? Here, sir, this poison meat is compliments to the chef. See what you wasted wasn't just brown. Lost the spirit, will, persona. Now what you got left? Pity. Fine man sold to death lasted. Someone's greener request. You could be singing duets with Neil Diamond in a sequin dress. Tongue is manically depressed. Bitch glocking, nigga expelled from your chest. The doctor's orders. Son, you've been coloring beyond the borders. Now look at this mess of a marauder. Caught defecting from the new water. Disemboweled, molested, and hung upon the pulpit with a plume embedded in his gullet. Here's your source award. One with a bullet lodged in that tortured mind. Alas, you disappear like the rest of your kind. The stars are properly aligned. I throw your heart to the ravenous dogs at time and slip it to my pride as scavengers. So yeah, I rhyme. Listening is the key to understanding. Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening? Is the key to understanding. Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening? Is the key to understanding. Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening? Yeah, I call it art, in which the drug race gang, fat ass gun plays a significant yet small part. But most of y'all are in the dark, blindly drawn towards such light. For this here imitates life, or so the saying goes. Your being's much greater than crack corners and holes. Boy, take your feet from your mouth and fingers out of your nose. Get your mind off those clothes. True gods don't rock name brand robes. Your fear not only shows through that intoxicated bravado, it glows. But my sight is ultra violence protected, and most fictional authors are not well respected. Don't get me wrong, you do wreck shit like the willing conception of each adolescent. Savior or prophetess when you preach of flinging your brethren, and chicks you left hand then flew the proverbial coop, leaving yourself out of the loop, drifting towards bottom of this primordial soup. Stupid monkey, keep jumping through that fucking hoop. Bothering master in top hat and suit is laughing vicariously through you and at you upon your forehead's tattoo. The man who squanders life is taboo. Such a powerful mammal domesticated. I'ma call you shamu and cry as you die in captivity. With blood and quill I will artistically purge you of such audible illiteracy, exposing the nervous system to spoken imagery composed in the chasms of my creative ministry, making you rude. That soulless stupidity you left digitally scarred on cassette, vinyl, and compact disc. But it's words you could have spoken. It's a crime of all this. If you had made one hood keep the gun on his hip, or one barely blossoming flower from having a kid, by touching what we all keep so well hid, our soul, the most valuable body part. Then life itself would kindle your spark, but the gift you shot was way off the mark. And I won't let rap die like all urban upstarts, so I'ma preach till I reach hearts from Miller, PA, the world over and back to the arts. So yeah, I call it listening is the key to understanding. Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening? It's the key to understanding. Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening? Is the key to understanding. Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening to me to understanding? I see your ear moving and your eyes too. So good as your mind. Are you maybe? listen, son. Listen, stop. Listen, turn it up on the headphones. Compress it. Run it. Export. Just listen. Understand. Take my style. L-I-S-T-E-N. Must I spell L-I-S-T-E-N? Listen. One. Begin. Take it with me. Good night. Live, those ones. Scavengers. Hot. Cerebral. Once upon a sometimes when the moon looms tenders and frustration boils hot, I can't seem to find my typical above the rock through the plains and subliminal survival module I got seems toil misplaced it or I drop all my better virtues, judgment and graces ear shot displaces that distorted social purring embraces hatreds every clamorous the crimson blur fires impulse throughout my manner and disturbs the civil lobe till rage stammers through skin, teeth, and morality's begrudging hold upon a causally clenched cold heat of moments circumstantially branched from all iotas and proponents of commodious living incensed afraid restraint begins giving nature and logic to indie sense and self to some things bidding yes your excellence I speak save for sinning while burning homage reeks of sacrifice will sitting all a smolder I feel the frigid urge to kill merely for wool ill still all part of the full experience says the little man inside my delirium lies upon hearing him and the poison inside I snap with the malice unrivaled by intent as that blessed demon leaps forth unpent aflame and bent about the purging of each and every blasphemy meant the way grace went so put belief and glory in word or relent to the centennial ceremonial master sacrament sacrament
now who's hanging the Christian? Now who's hanging the Christian? Now who's hanging the Christian? Now
end in consequence not a single infidel is innocent in fact a solemn few have truly lent a voluntary granule of goodwill unto deliverance of all unworthy earthly nil through reverence acknowledgments deepest darkest chasm forever swallowing the fiendish hard-pressed action drugged from desire's path and oblivion's intestinal tract must I spell it out in passion this is a ceremonial act suggesting power of a greater maxim tribute to the health and answers we just lack so stop asking and don't rap either give all this putrid lowly and hollow a breather I prayed you'd be a enlightened heathen pawn or breeder my meager little more conceder of all powerful spoken word your captivating silence has now been heard so grovel the open ones come to preserve this tranquil everything born of our faith and converge mortality instinct and mind states into one eternal radiant surge of human race yet no acclaimed prophet would be so base thus I'm forced to face the full circle of shame salvage simply takes to bring forth devotion hence with imperfections bittersweet taste I set inspired carnage in motion exist no more yours passive hope coaxing as I revert to the physical brutality of forehead unsloping until pain's transcended with flesh time and mic's cast token fear is commended while I ravage the unwoken energies once extended in the frail groping life tended fell form of an appendage of an appendage
hanging the Christian.
That say dynamically dismembered till all that unfocused vigor's rendered imperceptible your soul in stumps suspended solace susceptible to countless tortures polished testicles new world orders and all its metric will only hasten the inevitable cleansing so enjoy it heretic youths in the seer sick fledgling it's that old pagan shit with a characteristic lyricist-esque uplift twist of avant-garde bliss animating what they depict as otherwise brisk unyielding wisps of a cathartic mist from someone's God's ears unto the artist's lips your enlightenment's my ardent wish this way of life is everyone's gift
now who's hanging the now who's hanging the Christian who's hanging
Mine is the mind's glyph in timeless etchings. Behold, it's the anti-sex, drugs, lost in religion product in the public school system. I'm supposed to be, no wait, I'm supposed to be in prison with a host of the power rancid for rubbish of society. Smitten in soul sobriety, christened by the divine hand of humanitarianism. Still huddle masses, don't want to listen on blind eyes. Among the egoism, greed runs blood through society's circulatory system. But I think, therefore I cause an aneurysm in this cultural vein. Attempted civilization, profited crowns tracing the anarchism shaping, vividly painting its manifestation for all the generic Dick and Janes in our common physical plane. Then again, the latter, strictly hypostatic subject matter for most of my fellow vertebrates are pathetic, severely bad and logically synthetic, invalids blissfully wedded to ignorance, the existence anesthetic, inoculating this recessive genetic humane race of primates hopelessly lost in the mindscape. But it's such inepting rates in which I almost emulate for such lunacy only motivates this being of street lights and super crates, urban magistrate of die humanity poised to emancipate my nuclear family, infinite struggle gaping self-sanity from a milk ignorance and arson. Lay intellectually starving with pen meticulously sharpened, birth and life and moonlight margins as I graciously etch my soul on parchment amidst the ignorance and arson. Lay intellectually starving with pen meticulously sharpened, birth and life and moonlight margins as I graciously etch my soul on parchment. Behold, more words from the wise to the impure. Take all your economical subdivisions, prisons, racial fission, hope scattering prisms and upper crust pseudo-educatedisms. Back to your sanctions, hit deep with an incestuous hatred, where savages stands conceptually naked around the loveless flame as it blazes white hot with deceit, greed, and rages, filling these metropolitan mazes with its ageless gaseous genocidal agents, causing severe simple mutations throughout the generations. Thus our newborns become such as grotesquely deformed hobbits of societal norms, simply bred to conform like all good sacrificial lambs. But this one would rather create with idle hands and bear fruit among the united wastelands of arid modern man's endless homogeneous homo sapien sands. So I stands, or rather graces the desolate as a vocal oasis, surging with the nectar of the fates which mystically irrigates this utopian retreat for all sages of pavements, each in trance channeling life through pages amid blunt and moonlit incantations. So stop and piece together your concentration. I don't give a Republican's tongue if you into rock, rap, or assimilation. This here is creation as it exists in nature. So bear witness or bear fate to my pen as it's meticulously sharpened amidst the ignorance and arson, passionately poised to etch my soul on parchment. Amidst the ignorance and arson, I lay intellectually starving with pen meticulously sharpened, birth and life and moonlight margins as I graciously etch my soul on parchment. Amidst the ignorance and arson, I lay intellectually starving with pen meticulously sharpened, birth and life and moonlight margins as I graciously etch my soul on parchment. Amidst the ignorance and arson, I hold my soul before you to behold. It is written like force. This is energy. Focus through the mind via the pen. Taste the quill. Enlightenment you can feel. Almost surreal. And etched on parchment. Living body, dose one. Skilled scavenger. 5 dimensions. Actual soul on, what up, baby? Yo, man, check it out. Yo, I had this film last night. It was like a tricolor vibe. Yo, I gotta tell you about it. Yo, check it out. Damn, I lost that vibe, yo. Damn, I lost that. Yo, who is that, yo? Yo, what's the pulling? Yo, what is that? Yo, hey, yo. Hey, you do watch where you point that? cliche, power death ray, Mr. Flippin', flailing ricochet of a modern day herbivore, indigenous to the doldrums of stupidity. What can I do you for? Isn't this the soul scum of the industry? Sabbath or something equally as massive. Oh, you'd better have nothing. Average is quite becoming draped about your lean thinking hindquarters. Honestly, my lead tinged tall drink of muddied waters. The whole elaborate ensemble borders upon unfinished book, tastelessly suggesting that hip-hop and true stretching slept in. Look, by the way, are those suction cups and barbed hooks for vapor catching? What do you mean, no? So I mistook that crownless confection of a king snake without a rook piddle. Yeah, my middle name's discretion. Downright dismal is rap state in the nine. Aggression. Now if tectonic plates can shift, so can the misdirection. Lyricism's growth rate and intention, a tad more toward sky. As for all the whackness I forgot to mention, let it lie. That's enough attention for the die-M-O-N-E-Y digression to my favorite form of expression. Why? Speaking of depth perception, how about them there 5 dimensions? Of course it's an acquired taste for pure from concentrate comprehension. You flawed your fickle pixel of a henchman. However, when taken like a champ in contention, with a grain of salt and tablespoon of Nutra convention, it can readily treat the untrained ear's infection and probably put some fresh meat on that skeletal projection. You call a mind patient. I read the Cosmos back cover in poorly lit signs. They said with conviction in fine print, idiot box chained to end table, no pets, horse towels or cable as vacant shines. I'd rather pierce my head, karma enabled, than sleep in a beast of burden stable, vagrant unsigned, mannequin calm, vehemently vocal vagabonds, dose havens to find, far beyond ingredients, the yokel and echelon, gross, another word for individual, what's no deadly desired, it's so cyclical, this is constant and inspired, nevertheless atypical in terms of content, weakling, get off the windowsill and uncut nonsense, come inside, sober up and touch equivocal, with the onset of humble pause, brute forces so centrifugal, hone in on your axis, then tackle nature's laws, think critical, heal, relax, and watch it all revolve, analytical, wise, please absolve our artistry from any stereotypical ties to the novelty of a monitorized for populist mockery captured in your eye for an eye economy's the only real monstrosity responsible for ultrasonically compelling junior to shed skin chronically, hump butane, fornicate, and ironically become hate. You see, that's my philosophy, ape, so step off the premises and retrofitted milk crate. Put modestly, I don't work with remnants, hypocrisy, or masking tape. Degenerate, you must be joshing me with that old day commonplace. Just suck my eminence, no good piece of technology. I'ma beat your weight, actually. Solar, give me some of that visceral skill debate type pandemonium as I, how did the layman say, create atop a purest form podium, sculpted of fate, love, vinyl, and linoleum. This is a transcultural energy symposium, not the poorly whittled dim cronies. Then it appears to be only when they're barely listening, are habitually tuning in, or impulsively purchasing the shiniest uniform knick-knack, practically flying off the palatable pop gun rap. Pitch the trusty paper bag and put on your thinking cap. If every overproduced Purdian put on smug sap, really contract suddenly subliminated into a 4-track, you still wouldn't have the slightest inkling as to what's whack. And that's that. Curl up and fester in the corner crap. Besides, I'm afraid your foundation short a few slats and rudimentary ribbons. Pride's abrasive mental midget. You don't have to be the rounded up demographic digit, complete with glossy holographic image, decoder ring and limited warranty. You can't spell happiness with one I and a capital majority. Customer, exit the aisle, establishment and cranial quarantine. After all, fucking conformity is overrated. Normally, the bitter part just lays there, incapacitated, whorishly, sprawled out in heat, bare, naked, and your weak will can't hardly take it. I'll have one square trip ticket to nowhere, pre-planned and slated. You outdated, dumb-weighted, fallen freightless, out of order elevator. You've alienated yourself from an inner circle of innovators who've made it ritually with all pervasive methods of the educator, and they're rated a perfectly shaded, ever fertile, enchanted acre, indefinitely dedicated to compassionately cultivate this stone and steel orchid. The savage world itself's waited approximately one manipulated millennium for, and to you, my poor CD core, made for TV, fully posable wonder whore, count was lost somewhere before 1984, and the all you can excrete smorgasbord. Oh, my bad, man. You were the vibe. Lyrics. lyrics. Nothing if not explicit. Anything less vivid would simply be unartistic. Some malicious scrape upon surface of the intrinsic and exquisite wonders of a damn gifted, materialistic entire generation of young social misfits. Or is it really just a business run by gorge clansmen and fascists, defecating their belly laugh and beyond one-way glasses as our starstruck asses are thrown in sling stirrups and caskets? After all, one man's record deal is some rich pig's ass. And with one good squeal, it's fodder for the masses. Inherent hate cannon ideal, while lost lads and lasses. Fate sealed with unlit matches and lumber off heavy heels to assimilate the vastness revealed by an inspired individual, the precious product of strife, not modern miracles. Life itself is subliminal, so get that understanding off minimal kindling and begin listening. It's the key to understanding. Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening, ladies and gentlemen? How else could you come to comprehend? Deliberately explicit when you're not even listening. It's the key to understanding. Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening to what you're preaching? Or just practicing a lesson minds teaching? Your goals gaskets are blown and think tanks leaking. If love is sown and life's what you're reaping, it's that simple. Consumption springs and time spindle. We've only pestilence. Look, I know benevolence is comfortable, but so's unconsciousness. Gone numbskull from constant fits of head banging by pummeled by subconscious fits. Force upon unchanging ways of self and life's intricate maze, which is conception, stone paved through calendrical days and a thick toxic technological haze. But you're barely grasping the topic, let alone title or page. Just knocking that knock cause it pays. Well, you know what dose one would say. If you're gonna grab a mic, damn well better rock it beyond taste, touching optics. Removed it from socket and sold from pockets. That shit is noxious. Open your mind through your ears and hear who you're mocking. Socially stifled, simple tense. How can you comprehend the lyrically explicit when you're still not listening to understanding? Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening? Poets a la make pretend you just don't comprehend the lyrically explicit when you refuse to start listening. Now, how could I possibly express in any honesty the intensity of my culture's timeless identity? So epitome of consistency, if not explicit. Gentlemen, I am lucidity, and this is my creative ministry. Come and relax, enjoy your succulent sack of placidity. Taste the imagery with every shred of energy in your entity. Oh, I mean, shut the fuck up and listen to me. Oh, ye masters of mind control and Freemasonry. Whoever so savagely squeeze life from a constituency. All in the NAME of democracy. The single largest standing monopoly left in our country. 'Tis of thee, but of course, in the typecast glory of ebonic vulgarity, the fucking government ain't listening to me. So they can keep their indivisibly spangled shit stickers and subjugation. You've already given so much, like death by tax, inebriation, fornication, and corrective incarceration. Listen to the screams of your sultry sovereign nation. So yeah, I call it creation. In the face of slap happy, practically pagan. How could you possibly comprehend the being lyrically explicit when you're not even listening? Is the key to understanding. Understanding unlocks knowledge of self to being true. Are you listening? Beyond the title stickers and false word of surgeon Jen to truly comprehend the lyrically explicit, then and only then will you be listening. Listen to explicit lyrics. Brace yourselves, children, wayward civilians. It's time to cave in the building. Hush, child. Don't make me affix hatred in your coordinates into my lingual matrix. Shape this microphone into a dominatrix. Whipping you shameless. MCs be all tongue and anus. Needless to say, brainless. So take a deep breath and think. before I scar all your faces, leaving that flavor as tasteless. Still you boast about cheese, lost in the rat races, fabricating first places. Champ, you can't even tie them shoelaces. Rookie, get back to basics. Take 10 nostalgic paces, bow your head and get wasted. The mere echo of my phrases replaces what used to be your mental mazes. Then again, the preceding statement raises much room for debate, since your labyrinth was a cubicle with an open door. In terms of this metaphor, of course, you pour for the meteor, or of course intended to plummet evermore throughout the cosmos, except your path put you dangerously close to the burning mass of prose they call dose, representing the shores of my conception's coast. Ah, squire, to your ignorance we toast, and drink away your pain. My bad, was that your jugular vein? It's funny, all blood stained, you're quite tame. Eyes have lost that pretty flame. Pity, shame, and remorse make my palms sweat and voice slightly hoarse. But it's all in sport, or was it the mind? That there was the introduction to a battle rhyme.
Overdose, quit notion. Overdose, overdose, quit notion.
That's where I'm coming from.
Overdose, quit notion.
Vibe.
Overdose.
Come on, and let's get down to the logistics as I lay low from the illa district, leaving the cock strong, dickless, beings exotically twisted. Mayan tapestries cryptic, my masteries depicted. As I get downright sadistic, humbling the gifted. MCs can't even get down talking about I'll get lifted. Then why ain't you elevating? I guess all that masturbating's got you gripping the mic tight, awaiting some form of sterile sonic ejaculation. Pitiful exhibition and stop it at your oral impotence and relative insignificance, reminiscent of a peace officer, deceased coffin sore of a ceremonial pastor. You should have been a pastor. You could still live a lie and only greet truth when you die. But you're just high. Well, I'm surrounded by chickens and snakes in a pigsty. Still jokers like you wanna battle the white guy. Can't you see so burning in my eye? For in that eye, your prime sacrifice material, lost in hope of a miracle. But rap must cope with bacterial infections such as thou. And watch where you point that scowl. Were you born the ugly child? See, I was born phonetically restless, already able to kinetically impress this silhouette into your breast with spontaneous focus. Conception, burning flesh with my tempered inflection, properly certified for stage cross section, splitting all around me wide open, leaving carbon monoxide in the air, smoking. Put it this way, if it breathes, it's fucking choking on the words I set in motion. Sky splitting, thunderclaps, the one has spoken. I battle gods at the Vatican, Parthenon, or Hoboken. Still your slogans, nah man, I ain't about that thought-provoking. Yes, it's true, you're just all broken, backed harder than English. But this man slaughtered the fiendish, since the infant I deem this dark apostle seamless among the tattered and dreamless masses of demons. So pray ye come like semen and get lost in my abstract room, extracting whom you be through those actions as you fall to the will of my faction. Thanks, it's been fun practicing. I'm
Overdose, quit notion.
practicing.
Overdose. Overdose. Overdose, quit notion.
Explanitory. Figure it out.
Overdose.
Open up. Conception. Rock bottom. Dose one.
Overdose.
The living bottom.
Overdose. Overdose, quit notion.
The saccharilliac or the ribs.
Overdose.
Good night, sleep tight. Hope you wake up. See the light.
Overdose.
Ha.
Overdose. Overdose. Overdose, quit notion.
Self-explanatory. Pardon me, sir. Can I bring you up over here? Look, not in wallet nor purse, but per some kids I shouldn't even be going through this, except it seems the clueless have taken it upon their shrewdness or lack thereof to prove some blind love for their oppressor slash molester with his blood. Green complexion, yet according to my comprehension, cold hard cash is devoid of any affection. So with no heart, no racial preference, it fucks us all up the narrow shaft of our essence, while we bite pillows, cold sweat, dreaming of the world liquidated, laying and infatuated and been fornicated, orifice sedated by its own promiscuous behavior, and then inseminated by a paper thin savior, which whispered swift and seductive promises of happiness and bliss only if you bear a spawn upon 9 hips. So I ask you this: how could any being of want resist? Thus with minds and money clips, all embellishing its need, allowing the young seed to subsist, placing a warm breast to its lips. Shameful how now the need shifts as you gleefully submit to motherly lusts and passionate bits of a hormonal monetary imbalance, giving body and soul to something that tangibly exists, and with one good reflective lens, it's obvious you've been shortchanged on half wits, but you're quite contrite. The frivolous bitch, alas, quicker than quick bestower of birth sits, perishable nursemaid enslaved and whipped, stuck disposing of this filthy lava's piss and shit, desperately hoping with such acts of piousness you could one day be coddled in the midst of its empty embrace, your local U.S. Mint themed grace. Paying a penny for those thoughts and selling your soul for nothing. By gluttons, keep paying a penny for those thoughts and selling your soul for nothing. Fucking gluttons, keep paying a penny for those thoughts and selling that soul for nothing. By gluttons. Dirty little thing, ain't it? For such a small scrap of parchment, tainted by hopes run dry, an indelible die, number 6665, which is probably contrived of human hair, a pinch of despair, and fetal pigs. Still in God's trust, you're mesmerized, thus directly besides the once prized live. You stack Tom, George, and Abe atop lies. Nevertheless, much to man's surprise, holders banking on pains, got evolution looking like small change, while our small brains have grown financially deranged, with priceless common sense greedily exchanged for the cold copper kind. Strange how desire devours the mind, shame on a wanton little kind. We could abide love, liquor, and time until it's all polished off, then we shine. Selfishly sentimental, unconsequential, luscious, unconscious, and passion's blushness, dreaming of precious metals and sluts with beckoning labia and glistening breasts, all heaving its sultry sweats, as the eagle's crest, inked in hot sex upon their chests, slow and uninhibited and dressed. You mid-climax, you wake a lucid mess and firmly press that hard dick into the mattress, setting adrift in pauper's ecstasy, completely content to lay dormant with those pudgy mitts affectionately bent about one last red cent. Keep paying a penny for those thoughts and selling that soul for nothing. Vile glutton, keep paying a penny for those thoughts and selling that soul for nothing. Fucking vile gluttons, keep paying the soul that penny and selling it all for nothing. Come on, empty your pockets, see what's left. Matter of fact, take off your pants and rework the thought. Value what you should, what you wake up with, what is conscious thought. Utilize it. The return is infinite. It's infinite. This is the one. Open for you. You just call me True. J. I see you. Why I'm utterly disgusted, sick to my soul with this ignorance encrusted, gaping hole in the ground called rap. I found on the whole a functional lapse between what's seen, sold, and where I'm at. So look up, so attentive and confident, but by all means must stay one full dick, rotten duck, and inbred two-headed mutt away from me at all times, because I'm allergic to most synthetic materials you rhyme. I voice the spiritual along the lines of a similar superiority principle I could redefine until wax is pressed from swine or this hulking massive ill gets signed. See, then you can posthumously shine a fat footstool shout out on some track of mine. That is when it's played backwards on 45. Then prove you're mortified. I mean immortalized. Miscreant, you misjudge the portal size. Can't put up self, friends, or fam in the pretentious platinum high rise. So when the lust ego deal thingies capsize, you can count out my daring deeds and random acts of heroism. But that's just me, and I'm a stickler for wisdom. Already substance of like texture. Listen, glorified heckler of a nosebleed. Heed your tongue or be oppressed. Imagine that much needed rest. Catch an ocean of breath. Let thoughts regress and a famished mind digest my constructive criticism in context. Commencing further with the post-rec, overdose edge, coloring your pristine hopes, red with molded openness, unset, better shed, mold and burn well, the scales, feathers, and pride from your lapel, simple structural cell, how in Sam hell, could you even attempt to quell the growth of this poetic microcosm? Do tell. That's what I thought. MC Rock, Rider, Beater, rule for the onslaught. I'm secret society, credo, cerebral attack, squad taught, time worn and tested. You are at best, bested, stranger, a modicum of euthanasia, inspiration, Alexis and mine, the love of my nuclear family. J. Rawls, the living vibe without which none of this you've seen tonight would have been possible. I am of a secret society, still scattered, dark infinite Mahayana, Fanique, the men they call slaughter, apostles, schizophrenic and pigs, to all the cerebral, 5 dimensions, fat man, house, red man, verbal nervous system, solar, one up the lion-esque. Ever wily, 1200 hobos, Monsieur Dibs, my personal motherland, illa, Philippine, DJ, to the heads of purest form, the inorganic Mr. Len, to lyrics born, Latif, torn, composers, and all my Tylon, crab brethren, sciencemen, Rome, runner, Dan, ski, pace rock, Zaz style, stem rock, and of course, you, I am, Dose One, its timeless masterpiece is Untitled, enjoy.
Peace.
Hey, yo. It is a dose 1, 2, 1, 2. A dose 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, a dose 1, 2, a dose 1. Time long ago, there was this kid and he crept out of the jungle. He was looking on this figure, a little disheveled. Maybe a grave digger, maybe just some being manifested from another level, fell through a portal, mentally aborting his own mission and fucking with this shit we call rap and its religion. Dose 1 isn't my follow what I try and swallow its doses in small metaphysically prescribed capsules, but I rap so offbeat sometimes it's hard to maintain this thought stream, and steadily I beam like I was actually solar in my representation of J. Rawls, birth in the hip hop nation, and we start this creation in rawest form out of Cincinnati, disconform and save yourself a little pain and bloodletting, confessing, do nothing nor spare you from the beginning of your soul, stress syllables to break you down, critical, dwindling, the life sound apart, life sound apart, lioness shall be barking, eventually, yes, see, we bridge gaps between species, we on the sleep, covered in your own feces, please, it's not impossible, obesity leaves you mentally obstructed, deducted that you nothing but a fluctuate in the time span, and you lost like contraband somewhere in the customs agent on this brazenness. My body, I'm staging my own presentation of the world. It's my own rendition, peace to my feet in remission like most terminal diseases. I'm feeling chilly. Where's my human fleeces? It's a little too cold. My nipples are getting hard, and I'm feeling old, lost in time as it leaves me brazen rhymes. Just can't express myself anymore. I'm running out of time as the sands drip through the hourglass. I'm standing here wondering how fast or steadfast I can keep my feet past this world that's spontaneous retreat from the mind as I stand here confined by myself. And I was listening to timelines from this kid I heard said travel through 5Ds, and his word was break bread with yourself and self's presence, the soul of self's incandescence. You're shining, reflecting through the window and impressing myself as I would like to be smoking it up, but I'm at the tail end of a high. I'm running on the papers like Bismarck, but papers are not spark for papers. That's why I will not do a track with Snoop, but seen that video the other way. They got truth is skill, scavenging your mind, ravaging everything you thought was designed to keep yourself open. I could go on for days because I'm inspired internally, verbally setting aflame your whole perjury you thought was a rhyme production. You're biting in your handcuffs and you're looking a little rough and rugged with your flesh exposed to the elements. Suppose that you were relevant and I would probably be frozen like you in the conceptual attitude. I don't think you're actually all that true. You're just a crude, ill-configured pro-magnet asshole, and you can't fuck with this non-average nigga. Too slow. The thought process is I'm obsessed with nothing you're fresh about. It's fresh about as fresh as the smell of death in the air. I'm the air bringer. I linger throughout time, space, and reality. Another audible casualty. I'm out, shattering your fallacy. Peace. I'll be 2 doors to the left in the next galaxy.
Be gone, ring of death adder. All but my wisdom is tattered, for I've stood under its simple yet subtle pattern. I know the resilience of which you are not. Archangel, the beacon and being never stops. Exiled among perpetual waters and jagged rocks, I gaze for life upon the cirrus flocks till their form bleeds. Once my vision clots, guidance remains to be found. That thick nautical pounds, the only premonition from which I may turn around to tread leagues of yearn for supple ground. And what could be in dreams the shore's sound of still oceans caressing marred land. This marvelous spell now turns grand, invigorated by fate's command. I lunge for the terror's hand. Alas, glorious sand embeds itself beneath my nails, cupping sodden palms into a grail. I guzzle glassy dirt, its chill quenches an air fiery thirst for resplendent earth, until sediment cleanses remembrance of the rebirth. And I've endured eons cursed to walk down the seas, embellished in exile's ether and hemlock freed, so entranced by their inorganic siege, my precious stars' strength can no longer read. While every in each pore seeps greed, hatred, anger, envy, lust. All my self's profound disgust was reluctantly thrust, seething drop by drop through the physical crust of an unkempt carcass, just as empty eyes tremble in the darkness of finite truth. Such crystalline moments of which being youth were restored, even endeavored events I never saw before, unfolded in the mind's core, each translucent but memory-esque, yet unfamiliar as death, synapse. Revelation sees my breath. It's as if time could no longer confine my spirit's motion. Present, future, past, I'm unwoven. Each existed moment, its own notion. No true sense of ordered sequence. Hence, I may taste a glimpse of my last mortal sentence, or innocence that screams as I was wrenched from the womb, while reading a day's begotten noon before I've seen its morn. And as sure as the soul is never born, pleasure from power is torn. For my fellow man, I could do nothing but mourn, and by oneness become sworn to satiate a rationally ravenous race. Now, once again, the soil I grace, with presence felt and soiled face, I harness weary haste, all the place crusading safe. In each encumbered step, endurance falls to pave my track beneath the heavens' breast, across sweetest Gaia and 14 solemn sunsets, scavenging floors and corner of forest fresh. Oh, the succulent nests of any valiant edible insects, an occasional breeze constitutes the only best. Nevertheless, with a bare chest and callous over, I'm drawn to press on toward that Pacific grotesque of civilization I've since grown to touch in these continual hallucinations, while sprawled upon the desert's brazen back. Sanity smolders trapped beneath infernal heats, the stinking toxic meats of cactus blossoms. All I can eat to complete this pestilent feast and combat dehydration. Lie on your and its grace and these blistered lips, and never but once did I let those luminous cliffs slip from my gaze, while minor temporal shifts led me astray. Wild dogs and disasters, dreadfully crooked claws, still the fresh throbs and begin to crawl. Reason watch
watches more than moons fall, for the mind sees all, and mere corpse remains frail of mortality I ail, until sudden as lightning the air is struck stale, the chemically polluted winds gale intensifies, nostrils glare wide-eyed, I'm taken aback, no tears to cry, I roll on my back and slept as passions wept, sentimental grains of salt. So he slept, and slept, and slept, and in waking, I exalt before my journey's apparent end. Before me walk men, wherever in being should I begin? So I explain what, where, and when I've been upon my soul's pilgrimage to the entire village and its awe-stricken inhabitants. Each word thundered adamant throughout all they fathomed, and among the raging ignorant, not a one was listening. Too busy screaming him as heaven sent. Seems my law was meant for a people of greater consequence. So I devoured rations and stole garments. Determination restored, I ascend sanctuary bound in search of this chaos renowned intellectual campground. I have perceptions to astound, venturing among mounds, 10 peaks and downs, spiteful valleys, grace creek. I shone upwards for 2 perilous weeks until, lo and behold, my eyes meet the sages retreat. Its clerics I greet, knelt their pardon, beseech their high priestess may read these wonders I preach, knelt at their feet in climactic heat. Breathless I speak of such divine tribulations, holding their course captive for 12 sunless days. And as my saga's concluded, the unknown I real conclusive, enlightened and ruthless cries rang out. He's deluded, mad, stark, raven, lunatic, deeply disgusted I grew, sick, violently ill, feeling the small intestine spill from throat, slump and pools of vomit and hope. My heart broke under the known's fearful stroke, metaphysically yoked like some crazed animal. They chained me in manacles and threw me to the mandibles of imprisonment, where my clairvoyant essence dwells, pent in dark cells, left for dead, insolent captives fed this pure soul, disease bred beside foulest waters, rusted red, foul nourished. I slipped into a timeless insanity, and yes, I could have foreseen my destiny, but naively I deemed it too glorious. For the beast in man is too glorious, and all my glory is buried with a scar and disfigured cadaver, doomed to decompose.